Welcome everybody, I'm Annabelle Fisher and I thought I'd pop on here. It's late for me, it's the evening here in beautiful British Columbia. I wanted to pop on, in August of 2018 I was given 2 months to live and we're about to finish March of 2019. So from time to time I do a short video for my Untethered series, and I thought tonight would be a good time as any. I've got a few notes. It's a little late for me. I think it's almost 10 o'clock in the evening, which is a little past my bedtime these days. But earlier we had the most spectacular sunset. I mean, I don't like to say I couldn't believe it, but I almost couldn't. There were layers of blues and navy blue greys with this striking fluorescent pink, salmon pink, peachy kind of pink. It was quite gorgeous. We've had some really amazing days here and I was sleeping most of this afternoon, so I missed it. But to have observed that sunset, I thought, yeah, this is the time. It's time to get on here. And I wanted to record a video about something very different to explain to you what's been going on with my symptoms as I progress through this disease, which is stage 4 ovarian cancer. And probably about 2 weeks ago now, things really kicked off. And I felt like I was going seriously downhill. And over the last few months, what I've noticed to be a pattern is I start to go downhill symptom-wise, but often it doesn't take me too long. It might be days or a week, but I can shift my mindset and naturally that will pull me up out of the state that I'm in. So what appeared to be bleak looks hopeful. And certain symptoms, while scary when they started, are now the new normal. They're different, but I'm managing them. But with what was happening, I couldn't seem to see what we say in Britain, the wood for the trees or the wood for the forest, is it? I couldn't see a way out. Nothing seemed to be improving. And seriously, a miracle has unfolded here. And I was drawn to the realization that we often assign things a meaning which actually isn't the real meaning, and then that distracts us. We start down that path over there when actually it would be wiser to be focused over here with these possibilities. And that's what happened to me, because naturally, as you might imagine, when I start to feel unwell, I immediately link it to cancer. And I think most symptoms can be explained away to cancer, such as complete exhaustion or nausea, or in my case, this ongoing struggle with my belly bloating up. Is it tumours? Is it tumour fluid? Is it constipation? Is it an intolerance to certain foods? Could be any number of things. Anyway, I'm very blessed. I have many friends who are incredibly gifted in the therapeutic world, and one of them, Sophia, is a colon hydrotherapist, and I was talking to her about my symptoms, and she reminded me that in 2017, just at the time that I was diagnosed with cancer for the second time, I was about to start chemotherapy, I was also on quite a rigid protocol for SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. But then I was diagnosed again with cancer, and I decided to follow chemo, and it was just too much. I couldn't cope with it all and going through those protocols, and I thought the chemo would probably blast all the natural tinctures that I'm using. So we put all that on hold and forged ahead with the chemo, which was amazingly successful with the alternative therapies I did, and I had respite from cancer for a period of time after that. But as Sophia reminded me, I never actually fully healed my gut from the SIBO. So if we rewind a couple of weeks ago, I was rushed into emergency with an obstructed bowel, and at the time this incredible doctor who was looking after me diagnosed that I had the early onset, the beginnings of either pneumonia or bronchitis. So he put me on a very, very intensive double dose of antibiotics. Now, what if that was just too much for my gut, which is already quite vulnerable and weak, and perhaps the SIBO flared up again. So there I was thinking these were cancer symptoms, and I was going drastically downhill, and my belly bloating was just totally out of control. I wasn't able to eat anything without incredible discomfort, but actually could well have been related to my gut flora and balancing that out again. So I started a protocol with that. I'm on a restricted diet, probiotics, and I'll soon be starting some natural herbal tinctures. And that felt really great until I didn't seem to be improving, and I seemed to be getting worse and worse and worse. And that's when my mindset really went bonkers, and I really, really went downhill. I kept thinking, how can I turn this around? I just don't seem to have the energy to look at this in a different way. I was looking for the diamonds, like I've written about on Facebook, and I was finding them, but that relief wasn't lasting very long. So a few nights ago, I reached out to the Facebook community and I said, I really, really need your help. Please, please, can you pray, meditate, send your love for a soft belly, so that my belly can start to relax and that I can sleep and feel more comfortable and eat. And as always, the community rallied and was so supportive. So many people said they were already praying for me every day, which is very humbling, and I want to thank you for that. And many, many people said, of course, they would pray and meditate and wished me well and all the rest of it, because I knew that I felt like an island and I wasn't making progress on my own. If I could reach out and step into that wonderful field of gratitude and love and support that's out there already, if I could allow myself to be part of that, then something could shift. I wasn't going to be in that permanent state of high stress or high heart incoherence. I've started focusing a lot more on my breathing and my heartbeat so that I could regulate it and create a much more rhythmic, get it to be in a much more rhythmic manner, which of course then internalizes things and doesn't make me so stressed out about external environments, things I don't feel like I have any control over. So through reaching out, focusing on my breath work, focusing on my heartbeat, I started to feel really good mentally and emotionally. I could feel that I was shifting. I was getting back. I was moving up again. And then here's the real miracle that's unfolding. I happened to speak to a friend this evening who said that both she and another mutual friend had been experiencing what she described as a gut flu. And I just was blown away. My jaw just dropped lower and lower because she listed all the symptoms she was feeling. Every single one of them are exactly the same as mine, even down to what she described as the alien in her belly. Now, I've had the loudest, noisiest rumblings. I've never heard anything like it in my life. It sounds like something out of some awful thing out of Star Wars or the movie Alien or something is in there rumbling and ready to come out and making its feelings known. It's been brutal. And the level of discomfort and the nausea and all the rest of it. She said she was exhausted. She had to sleep most of the day. Now, I don't know if I do have this gut flu, but it certainly sounds very similar. I do know my body well enough and I'm very connected into it, and that feels very right. So once again, I'd been focusing, thinking that my symptoms were cancer related, and maybe some of them are, and this certainly isn't helping my immune system. But what if I was focusing here when perhaps I could have been over here looking at what was going on? I was assigning a meaning to it which wasn't there. So I wanted to share those couple of stories which led me to some decisions or choices or meanings that probably weren't there in the first place. And as you can imagine, I'm already starting to feel better. I'm going to blast this flu away so I can pick up and carry on with my projects, which are exciting me, and I'm getting ready to launch project number 2 now. But there were 2 other things I just wanted to say. Somebody sends me a daily devotional, a dear friend in the States, a daily devotional that she reads every day. And lo and behold, a couple of days ago, it said part of it was, suffering can make you better or bitter. And I thought, wow, how true is that? So I choose for it to make me better, because I do have a choice in this. I don't want to go through suffering, but as it is that I have, and my body's really suffered in the last 2 weeks or so, then may things be better as a result of it. And then just before I pressed record, I decided to draw a card from my beautiful cards, Make Your One Life Count cards. And what do you know? But the one today reads, my job for today is to celebrate being alive. So that is exactly what I'm going to do today and tomorrow and the next day. And I hope you join me. And as always, thank you for your support and for watching. I couldn't do this without you. I am so grateful for all the love that I receive every day. So for now, God bless. Mwah. See you soon.